beautiful city of Los Angeles. We are live. This is Drug Dealers to Businessmen. I am your host, Duane. This is the weekly Tap In, and I am tapping in. What is cracking? Man, good times, man. Isn't life just grand in terms of experiences, man? Speaking of which, this your first time tapping in. If you're watching us on the live, make sure you put the where you repping from in the comments. Tap in with your city. We certainly appreciate the love from all over the place. We're getting it. So what's good, man? How's everything in life? How's your week? It's always good for somebody to ask about how you doing, man. What's good? What's going on? What's really good with you, right? Feels good for somebody to be concerned with you, right? I'm talking about customer service today, man. So I'm putting on my teacher hat, man. We had a customer service conversation. We were talking about the Ritz-Carlton, bunch of other stuff, man, in my retail class. So as many of you do know, I moonlight as a professor on a few different subjects, business, social media, you name it, man. This next semester I'm teaching, well, in the fall, content marketing, all those good things, man. You know, one of the benefits about being an instructor, what's going on, man? Um, I'm real good. One of the benefits about being an instructor, you get to learn things all over again. So I get to revisit education. I get to learn this. I get to relearn this. So it's a benefit to me, man. I stay pretty relevant and up to date on things, and I love it, man. It connects me with all kind of things that are going on, positive things that are related to business. Keeps me sharp, has me getting into all kind of stuff. So, man, God is good. And a lot of times you're thinking. Speaking of which, man, this episode, I think we're on episode 13 right now, man. And this episode is specifically about self-discovery. And the thing about self-discovery is oftentimes we think and let me put a caveat in there. We do need other people. I don't want to say that we need to be in a vacuum or be on our own island. We do need other people. But oftentimes we overestimate their contribution to our dreams, right? And let me just say that again. We overestimate other people's contribution to our dreams, right? We feel like they can control that if we give them enough power. And the topic that we're talking about today in terms of self-discovery, we take that power back, right? Because, who wants to go through life? What's going on, fam? Tapping in for the nap. I see you. Um, um, the thing about self-discovery or finding it just reaffirms who we are, right? That we can find and discover things on our own. We don't necessarily need a plug. And speaking of which, with my teaching, here I am thinking I needed all this stuff, man. I needed to know this, I needed to know this, I needed this, man. That's when you got to go for it. You just got to go. And I found an internship, and I went through that to learn how. I mean, I knew business, but I didn't know how to teach in terms of. And it gets even more complicated than that. You can't just do instruction. You got to do a video. You got to ask, and you got to make it interactive. It's not as simple as just going in there and just lecturing. Man, the students tune you out relatively fast. So, knowing that, that didn't stop me not knowing anybody in that field, right? Not already having a hookup. And going along the same lines of what I was saying is that we overestimate others' contributions. We do oftentimes, and it's one of those things. Oh, this person has this much power of my dream. That's what you think. I remember in the game, man, it would be who knew who had the plug, who knew the double up man, who was dubbing, or whatever the case may be. And it was always, if you had to go through somebody else, it was their plug. So ultimately, whenever they felt like doing you that favor, that solid, is when you would get that solid. And that used to frustrate the shit out of me. I hated waiting on somebody. I hated asking another cat for a plug. Hey man, call your homie, man, see if he can do. I don't want to ask you for shit, man, to be honest with you. So I don't want to keep asking you for your plug. That's your plug. I gotta fuck around and get my own plug. That's my name in my game. How do I get my own plug? You know what I mean? And that's when I started putting myself out there, even from a youngster. Whatever city I was in when I went to Phoenix, for who got it? You know what I'm saying? I'm still in junior high school. I think I was in seventh, eighth grade. Man, who got work? Not weed, work. And we need work. We need, you know what I'm saying? We need this. We need, and that's what I was on. And my peoples out there turned me on to that hoop. And lo and behold, within a year, I had a plug. I had a plug on work. I had a plug on fruits. I had a plug on whatever I needed at that time. You know what I'm saying? I tell no lies. I promise you that. And that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? You thinking, and oftentimes some people will have a plug. You know what I mean, or a connection or something, but that's theirs, homie. You don't want to ask. No, man, I can't. I don't like asking nobody for anything. I want to be able to do it myself. It was a cat that designed. I think I told you guys the story. Cat designs these restaurants for all these chefs out here. My peoples know them and everything. And I tried to I DM'd them. I sent them 2 or 3 messages. Seen them look at them. Cat ain't called me back. And that's when I'm like, okay, that's God telling me, man, go find your own plug. This may not be the cat for you. You know what I'm saying? It may work for this individual because they may be on the same type of stuff that they're on, right? You think about who got the plug. I don't want your plug because you a bullshit ass cat. So why would I want that? The plug that you plug me in with very well may be on the same page as you. That's why y'all get along so well. But that's not the kind of cat I'm on. So I don't need this type of plug. I don't need your plug. I need a cat who understands what I'm going through. Just like when you get a supplier in business. Businesses have specific needs, right? Everybody doesn't have the same needs, right? So your plug, you may be selling stuff cheap t-shirts, cheap drawers, cheap whatever, right? But your plug knows that. So he's giving them to you dirt cheap. I remember that would work. Cats would have stepped on work. Oh man, he got it cheap. Yeah, because it's bullshit and he getting it from a bullshit cat. So the lineage is not going to change. Still all ties back to bullshit. Right. And that's why I'm like, man, I don't need your plug. I'll make my own, or I'll find my own, or I'll become my plug. That's the key right there. I don't need you, homie. And never have. And I tell Cat, man, it's nothing, man. If I ain't who I am, then you know what I mean? Then I shouldn't be in this game. But I don't need you, dog. Wherever I touch down, I'm gonna find who got it. Whatever it is I'm looking for. Because I'm that ambitious. I'm not waiting on nobody. Oh man, can you plug me in with your plug that from another cat that's getting it? Man, ain't nobody got time for 5 middlemen, homeboy. You know what I'm saying? Who got it? Let's bypass all that. Let's get to him. You know what I'm saying? Your plug, yeah, you got, man, homie. And you got, like I said, you know, you have specific needs. You're going to need it on time. You're going to need it either fatter. You're going to need it better quality. You're going to need, that's whatever, because your dream and your mission and your ambition is custom. So how could another plug, and who's to say you gonna get, like I said, get along with this cat? Cat may pop up late, loud, who knows? Playing music, subbing, drawing police. Like, man, we ain't, don't nobody even know we over here. Here you come. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like, so no, you know what I mean? Food, same thing. Some people, hey man, this bomb, man, you might, that's that's what you like. You know what I'm saying? That's your avenue. It might, now you may put me up on something and we may agree in that sense, but that's still your plug. And the thing about self-discovery shows that a lot of times there's steps that we need to take in that process of searching for things, right? Of finding out business things. Right. I didn't have a plug when I got into the hair game. I didn't have a plug when I got into the travel with the buses. I didn't know anybody, right? And I had to go and scrape my ass and lose money, lost money in all those businesses. You know what I'm saying? Lost money in every one of them. Period. Telling y'all truth. Why? Because self-discovery is an expensive ass lesson. You dig? It's very expensive. The cheap route, the cheap and lazy route is asking somebody else. How did you? What did you use? Man, let me see what you use and let me see what's better. You know what I'm saying? And then, matter of fact, if I can't even find what you use, that must mean God leaning in me and pushing me to create my own. Being original, right? You got to be original. Yeah, you know what I mean? He said your full customer got to let you know. Yeah, that's the thing, you know, and you got to rely on that, you know what I mean? But everybody, like I said, everybody has their own ambitions, dreams, of what they desire, right? So it's difficult for you to take advice. It's subjective, right? It depends on who, what, where, and everybody has their own custom dreams and ideas and thoughts. So how you just need to go out there and crack your head. Unfortunately, right? Only way you're gonna get better is by learning, right? So you can go back and teach. I wouldn't be shit if I didn't go through the lessons that I went through. I wouldn't be no good to y'all. What good would I be? You know what I'm saying? I done messed up. I told y'all cars repoed, you name it, late rent, damn near evicted. You, the guy holding you on the brink of shit. Am I gonna make it? Right? I've been there. You know what I'm saying? And been there for a reason so that I can come back and tell you you're gonna make it through it too. No matter how close you get to that fire, don't throw yourself in it. You'll be all right, man. Even if you get scraped and scorched, you know what I'm saying? A little bit, that's okay. You'll heal and you'll have a story to tell. And that's the key right there. Everything that we've been through, these are all antidotes for other people as well. We got to quit being selfish. You know what I mean? I had a conversation with my wife the other day and said, man, you know, sometimes we thinking that we're the dream. And this is where I get a lot of that stuff when I watch that the Food That Built America, right? Because it shows you how somebody planted the seed. That's all they did was just plant the seed. They didn't get the notoriety that they're getting right now, right? The Dunkin' Donuts cast they're not alive to see what the fruits of their labor have done. And that's okay, right? As long as you set your family on that trajectory of success by planting seeds, right? You got to look out for your folks, planting seeds. You can't just harvest and we're going to break down the apple tree and make a bunch of apple pies and nobody's planting any new apple trees. You dig what I'm saying? And that's the way we have to think about it. May not be our era or our generation that sees the fruit. We may be like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I'm busting my ass and all I built with this old raggedy ass chicken shack. So what? That raggedy chicken shack got your kids in there learning how to perfect chicken. And once they learn how to perfect chicken, they're going to take that raggedy ass chicken shack, use it as inspiration, and build 100 more of them if you teach it right. You know what I'm saying? For real. You know what I mean? Appreciate that, homeboy. I see all my fans tapping in. But I know competing with that, man. And at the same time, though, that's the thing. And that's what you hope to do right now is you might be planting the seed. You may not see that tree, right? You got to be on some bamboo shit. You may not even see it break ground. That's okay. You still water it and water it and water it. And when your grandkids and those kids sitting up there in the top row of a fight or a game in that case, they thanking grandpa for that. Man, I'm glad grandpa pushed the line. I'm glad he went out there and said, fuck him when everybody else tapped in or tapped out. I'm glad he tapped in because if he didn't, we wouldn't be in these box seats right now getting this shit off. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to preach right now. Self-discovery, expensive ass lesson, necessary ass lesson. You got to go through it, right? You can't nobody walk you through the process. That's the whole point. You know what I mean? You got to go through different changes in your life, right? Psychological, physiological, physical. You start to form into who you are. You become a working book of all your experiences. Walking. Here I am, all my experiences with a little few additions. You dig? I read a couple books in the process. Right? So I've advanced my game. So I had to go discover this, discover that. Fuck up on my taxes. We messed up on our taxes a long time ago. Man, toe up position. Owing a grip, trying to do it ourselves, trying to go the cheap route, homie. What's up, John? I see you, homeboy. Veronica, appreciate y'all tapping in. You know what I mean? Trying to go the cheap route through self-discovery. But I needed to learn that, right? So I can leave. If somebody, I'll never be one of these players that's talking about, oh, man, my financial advisor. Financial advisor, my ass. If we get the bread, all I need to do is know where to put it. And there's a couple Google searches away from me not hiring none of these motherfuckers, to be honest with you, because I don't need it. Excuse my French, but I have to go there because I'm passionate about this stuff, right? I did my child support myself, no lawyer. Did my dad's probate. Lawyer kept trying to tap in, I'll help you. I don't need no help, fool. We got Google now. You know what I'm saying? I don't need no help, man. Before we had to rely on y'all and y'all expertise, what y'all was feeding us and what you didn't feel like feeding us and charging us by the hour. Now that this stuff is online, there's books. I got a library, access to a few universities. Man, there's law books in there. Man, let me quit being a lazy ass and figure out what questions I need to ask. Self-discovery, homie. This isn't a one-off. This isn't something that, oh, man, I can figure it out. Let me ask you. Nah. Best way we teaching our kids, go bump your head. Learn, figure it out. We dying to help them. We want to help them tie their shoes. And I'm guilty of it too. Don't get me wrong. But that's not the way that they become better. Same thing with us. Handouts, constantly handing. Nah, that doesn't sharpen our sword. That dulls it, right? I was telling my wife about that the other day. We talking about what's that fool's name? Charles Darwin, right? When you talk about the Galapagos Islands, what's that bird? It's a bird that can't fly, right? There's a bird, I forget what the bird is called, a dodo bird or something like that, or that can't fly. That's supposed to, right? And I told her, I said, you know what the problem with that is? There was no predators. I said, the reason why birds fly today is so that they can stay off the ground because there's predators on the ground. So that's their defense mechanism. That's evolution over time. You feel what I'm saying? But he got planted into a island that was in the middle of nowhere where there are no predators. Therefore, he never developed the ability to fly. And the same thing with us, right? If there's no resistance, there's no bump in our head, there's no scraping, we're not going to learn to fly. We're going to stay on the ground. Why? Because there was no threat, right? We asked everybody for help and they just gave it to us. The fuck is that, right? How is that going to actually help us thrive? Self-discovery, learning how to go get it. You understand what I'm saying? Learning how to go get food as opposed to somebody bringing it to your table. Here, somebody constantly bringing. Let me figure out what the kitchen look like. Shit, let me go in there and go learn how to cook. Right? You keep bringing me food like they always talk about. Man, I know how to cook. That's the way to a man's heart. No, it's not. It's to make this nigga helpless. You know what I'm saying? I need to learn how to cook my damn self. So that's not helping me, right? Showing me, let me peek over your shoulder while you burning, telling me to go do this and pick up. Now that might be helping me. That's self-discovery. Let me put a little something on this, man. I like a little bit more spice in my chicken wings. But that's self-discovery, right? You don't want everybody giving you a handout. A handout doesn't do nothing but help you. It's like somebody spotting you at the gym. It can help in a minute. Like, oh, eventually I can get my weight up. But I can get my weight up anyways. I can figure out how to gradually get it up without a spot. I might need to realize that I can't do as many reps. That's okay. Let me fall back. I need to do this many reps. But I'm not getting ready to keep bugging a cat. I remember when I used to be in there lifting cats. Hey, homie, I see him. Hey, homie, that's too much weight for you, lightweight. So you need help. And everybody around here avoiding your ass. And let me go ahead and follow suit because you constantly needing help. And that's that thing, right? You enable somebody like that person who's constantly, you spot them one time, they're going to keep, every time they want to do a set, they're going to be looking for you. Anybody who know in the gym, you know that shit. Every single time, where do that? Oh man, hey, can I get a spot? Nah, man, we ain't in here together, homie. we got two completely different plans. And mine didn't include your ass. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing about help. So I want to be somewhat reluctant to always try to help somebody, right? So sometimes the best thing I can do is pull away from them because me enabling them, like God constantly just giving us exactly what we want as opposed to looking at us to put some work into. We need to put some work into it. It's not just given to us. I don't mean nothing, right? We're hunters by nature, men. I know that. I can speak for men. I can't speak for women, but I know for a fact that men, we're hunters. So we want to go kill, just like the Predator. You guys remember the movie? Once if you stop running, he didn't. Man, come on, man. I'm good on you. I need challenge, right? And that's what we should desire in life. We need something to be challenged. And if it's too easy, like this wasn't the one. That's too easy, homie. I need something to make me damn near tap out, right? Because I'm like, man, God wouldn't really test me to see if I really want it. And I discovered not only if I'm discovering something, I'm discovering something inside myself, more importantly, that I can achieve something without somebody giving me a straight handout, giving me a bunch of money, teaching me everything about. I can give you the recipe. I can give you the book. I don't need the book. I need the lessons, right? I don't need the book. I need the lessons, dog. Right? So that's giving me, however that's taught to me. Doesn't mean that it's being handed out to me. It means that I'm learning it some kind of way. And oftentimes, the best way is experience. Get to it, homie. Whatever it is, get to it. Stop playing. Whatever you trying to learn, whatever you thinking about doing, I told my wife all the time, quit. Don't even mention it if you ain't in motion. Don't even talk about it. You need to be on your way. So when I'm work, like last night, I'm like, man, I ain't did nothing all day. I've been sitting here watching the game. I need to work out. So I go down there, throw my music on, get my shorts. Me and Bob about to have us a half an hour session. I'm about to smack this fool up for at least a half an hour, 45 minutes. It depends on how I tap out, because I wasn't planning on doing anything, but I had to get it in motion, right? We talked about the 5-second rule with Mel Robbins, right? If you don't put something in motion within 5 seconds, you thinking about it, your mind starts to talk you out of it. Hands down. I'll get to it tomorrow. You don't need to do it anyway. You tired, man. You've been working all week. It'll justify you sitting there. Trust me on that one. But the way you get it in motion is you start putting things. I throw on the tape. Okay, let me look at some videos. Let me look at okay, I need to try this out. Okay, this is how you stretch a little bit better. And I start stretching. So I'm putting it in motion already. On the video, let me start stretching. Talk to my wife, still doing stuff from picking up chips from the kids, but I'm still stretching, right? Because, again, your mind's trying to talk you out of it. So it's trying to get you, hey, man, you need to clean up. Go ahead, clean up. Look at all this floor. You came work out and you got the stuff to clean up. So your mind's already fucking with you, right? Trying to talk you out of it. So you got to be persistent on that. Let me keep moving. Let me do my stretches. Let me, right? Because other than that, oh, man, you need to go to the store. You can't go work out. You got to go to it starts to do all that. Present all this beautiful logic to you that talks you out of actually moving on shit. So you gotta move on it on purpose. And then once I did that, I go down there, I text my wife, don't park in the garage, so I can have, because if she parks in the garage, that's another thing that I gotta overcome. So now I gotta, oh man, can you move the car? Because I don't feel like asking. No. Set this stuff up prior to. This is where your intention comes in. I intend on doing this. Let me put everything in that's gonna make me successful. Let me remove all my obstacles. Once I remove all my obstacles, man, which are AKA excuses, then I don't have to worry about it. So I remove that, boom, bam, threw the gloves on, charge my phone, charge my speaker. Next thing I know, Future smacking, got the thing on, we on. It's all that, kicks, the whole nine. And I'm feeling good because I'm like, damn, because I damn near didn't do this, right? So that was, that's something about taking action. So I encourage you guys. That's my little story on it in order to get you to try to combat that, because that's something that's going to happen to you. Your mind's going to start trying to logically talk you out of moving. You deserve a night off, killer. You've been at it for a minute. Well, Duane, nah, get to it. Get to it. Get to it fast, right? 10 seconds. It's really going to come up with some hell of a logic. So you got to get to it fast. And it could be something as simple as just moving something. Plugging something in your phone. Let me plug my phone in so I got my music right. Let me do this, damn, da. So I got this right. Let me put my shoes over here. Let me go ahead and fill my water bottle up while I'm sitting there chilling, right? All these things that are going to present an obstacle and make it, I don't feel like doing it, right? Moving forward. So you got to get moving. The only way you're going to really, really start to move that needle with self-discovery is go out there and make mistakes. One of the things that stops us from moving is afraid we're going to embarrass ourselves, that we're going to fail. That's okay. Who are we doing this for anyways? It's our kids, the kids that we don't even know about, our grandkids' kids. So we don't even know who we're actually doing this for. So it doesn't matter if we're embarrassing ourselves currently, because I'm pretty sure a lot of these business owners in the past, when they came up with these ideas, were embarrassing as well, right? They were embarrassing it for, how could you spend a family fortune on a hot dog stand when hamburgers are, right? Nathan's is still around, ain't he? So, I mean, all these places that are quote unquote failed at that time, right? Artists are the same way, right? Martin Luther King, same way. These people weren't as popular when they passed, but became popular. So what we're working on again is legacy and intention all the time, right? And our intention is going to push us forward so that we go get that self-discovery that we need in order to make us complete, right? But we can't figure it out if we don't go out there and fail. That's the one thing we're trying to avoid, is that failure. Oh my God, I don't want to fail. Why not? The faster you fail at this, the faster you can get to what you're actually supposed to be doing instead of playing around with this shit, right? That discovery is something else. And that's the thing. Get past whoever you thinking she broke your heart. Okay, cool. Could you let me know when you move on? Because the one I got waiting for you is gonna mess you up. You're gonna really be like, damn, God gave me perfectness or perfection, right? So let me get to my mistakes. You got to get to them. You got to go through them. It's called embracing the suck. That was early episode. I think that was season 2 or season 1. I got a whole episode about that. Embracing the suck. That's what's going. Your first edition is going to be trash. Your first logo is going to be trash. Your first website is going to be trash. Get the shit over with. You know it, right? You can't build from something if you don't have something. You got to have something, right? Even if it's garbage, man. Well, shit, I can work from garbage. I can, you know what I mean? I can shape the you know what I mean? Even if I got to get rid of the garbage, I got a foundation there. But I can't work from no action. I can't work from hesitation. I can't work from being indecisive. I can't work from getting bullshit advice from others. You know what I mean? You got to go with that gut and intuition, man. That shit has saved our lives. D-boys, you can attest to that. Intuition has saved our lives. So why are we turning it off now? When it's telling us to move forward to the left, pivot, do all these things, go long, go short. It's giving us the instruction. And even if we feel like it's a mistake, because there are no mistakes, you got to go out there and discover. I've discovered a chicken spot, right? Stumbled across this because the place that I thought was the plug didn't want to sell us some chicken. Like, hey, we're going through all this stuff. I'm like, why are they giving me such the business on all the, like, you got to buy this amount. You got to tell us how much you're going to buy per week, all this. I'm like, man, you guys is, I said, we need receipts to see. I sent them all this stuff. They still like, well, we don't know. And then they I was like, oh, this is a game. Once I figured it, I said, oh, this is a game. So they like, oh yeah, so you're gonna need to do this, and we're gonna charge a $15 fee plus 3%. I said, oh, you guys are middlemen. So I kept calling around, finally got the one. And they was like, we got this, we went down there, they had what we were looking for, and then come to find out who they supply. High-end ass grocery store out here, big chicken. I mean, a couple restaurants that are super well known end up stumbling across the plug, right? And I talked to the manager. He was like, "Yeah, we supply Duane. Where our chicken's fresh. We got this. We got our processing center right across the street. Then we do it, package the stuff over here, laying it out to me, like telling me all these really good." So I'm like, "Damn." Had I sit up there and went to all these other places, where do you get your chicken? Can I get it from the same place and all this shit? Nah. Self-discovery, right? You're going to stumble across a gold mine that's a gold mine for you, not anybody else. It's not going to fit anybody else, right? And it wouldn't be the same type of self-discovery. You got to go out there and bump your head, and eventually you're going to strike gold. I promise you that. You will eventually strike gold. But you have to go get out there. And the way you do it is just start with a Google search. Start with a Google. How do you? Where do you? Chicken Wholesale Suppliers Los Angeles. That's where we start. Chicken Wholesale Suppliers Los Angeles. And pick up the phone, right? Pick up the phone. How do you do business with you? How do I do business with you? What do I need to buy? Who do I need to talk to? Do I need to have an agent? Do I need to have a representative? Do I need to have a wholesale license? And you work backwards. You start there, right? You don't start with, I don't know if I can. I need this. And we'll call and find out. You might not need shit, right? You might not need anything, but hey, we sell to the public too, man. How much you got right now? You might get a deal. You feel what I'm saying? But you won't get anything without any action, right? And that's what I'm talking about. When I use that gym example, this is the same part that you apply to life. How do I get moving, man? One step at a time. Start with one step, right? Because if you start to calculate, I need 150 steps, which you very well may need, it's going to be so freaking intimidating that you'll never start. You'll never start. I need 150 steps. Man, that's intimidating. I just need to make a first step. Let me call the wholesaler. How much does a box of chicken cost? Right? Let me just start there with that. How much does a box of chicken cost? Oh, it costs this. Okay. Well, how do you buy it? Oh, there's a minimum. Oh, okay. Do you know anybody who doesn't have minimums? Oh, nah, man, you might want to try such and such. And they're just it's just gonna be constantly flowing. And you need to assume the position of water. Don't be rigid. Just constantly go wherever there's an opening. Wherever they're telling you that, hey, this is, try this, try, okay, boom. So now the sales guy I got down there told me, we'll have your product here all the time. And don't even need to pre-order, no nothing. We got it. Just call us and we'll have it ready for you. Plug of all plugs. And then I didn't get it from anyone. That's the crazy part about it, because it feels a lot different. It hits different when you discover it, right? Total difference. Whereas total buy-in, you walk around with a little pride. You become the chicken plug, right? Oh, who needs chicken? I got it. You know what I'm saying? Because I discovered my own plug. That's the beauty in it, right? Just like the work, same thing. You got a connection to the plug. Is whatever he got, whatever ticket he got, and whatever you got. Oh, you need 5 of them? Okay, well, I know he got them, so you can get them. Let me just put the ticket on it, right? Right? Same thing. But if you didn't have that relationship, if you were still going through a middleman, you were still having one step away from the plug, you ain't gonna get that same kind of love. You're not gonna get that same kind of deal. You're not gonna get that same kind of access. And that's the key that you want to focus on, right? My access, because again, like I'll restate, everybody in every different business has different needs, and every plug and wholesaler has a different capacity that they can supply, right? So I may need stuff constantly, man. Like a dispensary, you can go to the dispensary, you can go a grower. I got a grower, so I call him. Whatever, doesn't matter. So that's the beauty in that part. You know what I'm saying? So and I had to do that through self-discovery. Everybody you should call my peoples. Oh, man, they be fizzling out faster than any, you know what I mean? So that's the key. You know what I mean? And now I can, when people come, hey, I need, man, whatever he guys I have. So, but I'm not in that line of work, but I'm just saying though. So I don't necessarily go to a dispensary. I just talk to my mans, So that's a form of self-discovery. So we gotta constantly focus on our next lesson, right? What's my next lesson? Depends on what I'm up to. We got to make our moves too. That's the thing. We got to be ambitious enough to go after something, whatever it is. One of the homies is doing telecommunications. He's ambitious. He's going places. He's different cities, making different connections and bringing other cats on. A lot of the homies on too. So that's the beauty in that. But had he not got in self-discovery, he wouldn't be able to pull other people on who are looking, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, because hopefully that change is contagious and they continue on that cycle. That's the goal, right? But with me, the more I discover, the more I can tell you guys about, right? The more I learn, the more I bring back. I told you about the Talented 10, W.B. Du Bois. So that's the name of the game. What can you learn and what can you bring back? The more doors I keep kicking down, and the more I keep telling people about the doors I'm kicking down, not in a braggadocious sense, but in a sense of, hey, this is possible. Yeah, your man who was whoop-de-wham and this and that is now doing X, Y, Z. So it can show you that things are possible. God's still in the miracle business, period. So go after it. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. There is a way. I don't care what it is. It takes one step at a time. Don't focus on, they talk about how to eat an elephant one bite at a time, not 150,000, because that's too much. That's too much for your brain to process at one time. It's too much for your pride and your ego to process at one time, right? That's too much. One step at a time. Boom, that's it. What's my next step? Okay, I figured out how much it is. Next step is called the Secretary of State. Figure out what I need to apply and register my business. Bam. Next step, I'm going to the courthouse, registering my DBA under my LLC or however I filed my name. S Corp, LLC, sole proprietorship, doesn't matter. However I filed it, that's when I'm going to the courthouse to file, right? Then I'm buying my website, or you could have did that beforehand. I'm going to GoDaddy.com and I'm purchasing my domain. I'm going to use either WordPress, or I'm going to use Square Up. I'm going to use Weebly. I'm going to use one of these to develop my website, right? I'm going to use Canva to develop my logo. Keep going, man. I'm almost ready, right? Just about. I'm going to, register if I want to take it to the point to where I want to register a copyright, then I'll go through the patent office, U.S. Patent Office, and register, which is about another $200 bucks, $250. And then not only that, I'm locked and loaded. Then I may go to Alibaba to try to look in and see what products that I want to import. Now that I got a wholesale license, I can buy locally, or I can buy overseas. If I'm in the cell phone business, I'm about to see what the ticket is on cases. How many can I get? What colors can I get? Now I got cases on my website for sale. I'm in business. It sounds like it's super complex, but it's not. And the reason why I know it is because I've made mistakes. I've done all that. Or one step that I did forget, between once you register your DBA, you got to run it in a magazine. And it doesn't matter. It's a local magazine just for publication purposes. They got the whole rundown. They'll tell you that whole process. I've done episodes on that, but if that's something that Cass is interested in, if they're interested in more business stuff, I'll lean towards that. I can talk business all day, retail, marketing, traditional marketing, advertising. It doesn't matter. We could talk all that stuff. You know what I mean? So that's what I do during the daytime. Consumer behavior, marketing strategy, all that stuff is right up my allergy. Right up my alley. That's an allergy. Right up my alley. So if that's stuff that you guys are interested in, give me feedback in the comments. Tell me in an email. Send me stuff. Tag, hey, D, I got a question on this. What's the best way to differentiate? I'm thinking about doing X, Y, Z, and I'll cover it. Here's my opinion. Here's what I think. Here's what the research says. Here's why, people always at, where should I open? I got access to Simply Analytics. I can tell you exactly where you probably should open if you want to be amongst competitors or if you want to be the Lone Ranger. I'll tell you what city, and you could base it on zip. You could base it on income. You could base it on lifestyle. You could base it on expenditures, whatever you want to do. So I'm trying to sharpen my tool in terms of research as well. You dig what I mean? So this is, my offering to you guys is burn me out. My goal is to give you whatever I can. I love to start answering questions. For real. I wanted, you say you just signed your trade application for trademark today. We're trying to figure it out. And that's the thing, self-discovery. Even if you bump your head and make a mistake, you're going to learn in the process, right? The trademark stuff. This is stuff you gotta dabble. I can tell you everything, but I want you to go out there and figure out stuff, because you may figure out a different loophole that's more advantageous to you, right? Depending on your situation, you may find a better way of doing it than I said. So that's the whole purpose of getting out there and taking steps towards that dream. Kudos to you and Marquise, man. That is fantastic. Love it. More importantly, your kids are watching, your neighbors are watching, your friends are watching. That's the thing about us, right? We think nobody's looking, but oftentimes everybody's looking to see what you're doing next. So you might as well do something dope and amazing, which is what I really encourage people to do. Go out there and figure it out. You go out there and try the universe and see what it gives you back, because it will give you something if you go out there and test it. You go out there and put your energy out there that you want to accomplish something. You put your intentions out there to accomplish something. And then you go out there and start taking the steps, doing the research. That's the key right there. Do the research, but don't do it to the point of discouragement, because there's a thing called analysis of paralysis, or vice versa, where you do so much research that you scare the shit out of yourself, where you don't move. Right? Oh man, I'm shook now, man. The statistics, man. After statistics, right? Because I got a book on that too, how to lie with statistics, right? Because it doesn't take much to lie with statistics. So you take that with a grain of salt. You want to go out there and look, but not to the point to where it discourages you from your dreams. You got that gut feeling. I don't care what the competition looks like. They haven't met you yet. And that's the angle that I always take, man. I don't care what the competition is like. I haven't entered into that arena yet. Once I enter that arena, either I'm going to compete or I'm going to go find me another arena. But more than likely, I'll be in there and you'll see other people leaving, right? Because I got this gut intuition telling me that I should be here, that I'm supposed to be here, that I'm destined to get this, period. And the universe keeps confirming it, man. So I don't care what statistics say, because the universe is confirming it with actions, angels, and all that, right? Confirm stories. Oh, man, damn, somebody else did it just like that. Damn, they're like that. You get the inspiration from there. But the universe will send you the confirmations. Better than email, right? You'll get them confirmations. Both you're on the right path. Here's a hurdle. I just wanted to see if you flinch. Continue and carry on. That's how it's going to work. But the first and most important thing is you got to get moved so that you can get on your path of self-discovery, because that's what's going to separate you. That's what's going to make you different from anybody else, is how you and when you discover things, right? And it's going to serve you, right? Start planting your seeds now for your children's sake. Promise you that. Oh, I got a new book. Just got it. Think Your Way to Wealth. So I'm still listening to it. I'll give you more feedback. It's old. It's Napoleon Hill. Oh, let me. Oh, you guys can't see it. Let me show you. I have it on here. You know, I'm always trying to share books with you cats. Okay, showing stream. So you can see that. Think Your Way to Wealth. It's Napoleon Hill. A lot of times, you know, this is the thing. This is the thing. Whether you believe something or not, you're absolutely right. Period. Whether you believe it or you don't believe it. It's really that simple. So if you don't believe something will work, if you don't believe something that you believe it's goofball, foo-foo type stuff, it will be just that for you. If you believe it's gravy, you believe in what it says, you'll start to see it change in your life and you'll start to see it expand in your life. That will conclude our weekly tap in for this week. Hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. If so, please leave us a comment. Please leave us a review. We taking all that. Make sure you guys hit the subscription if you're watching on YouTube. Our subscriptions are increasing, man. So please continue to show the love. We definitely appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys tap in on next Monday. We will have some more. But until then, tapping out.